Welcome back to the Kia Hyundai channel. My name's Gabby.
I'm Charlotte.
And hey, if you're looking for a vehicle that could be considered an entry model, but you're not ready to make any compromise, this is the vehicle for you. So the 2025 Telluride, especially in its EX trim, offers a ton of standard tech, function, and of course comfort that I think will really surprise you. If you watch this entire video without knowing it's a base model, I don't think you would ever imagine it, right?
Definitely not.
So Charlotte, what are we doing in today's video?
In today's video, we are giving you guys a full and complete breakdown of the powertrain, the exterior, the interior, the tech, the safety. You want to know about it, we're going to talk about it. And the best part is these videos are done live.
Yes.
So, do you want to turn that off?
Yep.
Thank you. So if you guys have questions, feel free to put them in the live chat. And if you're watching this after it's posted as a regular video, leave a comment down below if you still have questions, and we'll do our very best to get back to you.
All right, let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
So we typically start off with an exterior walkthrough where we'll mention the look of the vehicle, the safety, and of course, the specifications. First, start off with the front end, and I'll get those lights on so you can see the beautiful daytime running lights that the Telluride has.
In the meantime, this is a great time to remind you guys to hit the subscribe button for the Kia Hyundai channel, and if you haven't done so already, like this video and leave a comment down below.
Impeccable segue.
Thank you.
So on the EX model, you're already outfitted with a ton of great standard tech and safety functions. First thing I want to point out is the headlamp. So these are full LEDs. Your main headlamp unit, the positioning lights, the daytime running lights, you name it, they're bright and they're LED and they're standard. So in the past, the Telluride had a very bold and distinct amber DRL that expanded throughout the entirety of the headlamp. We don't have those anymore, but I do think this looks a lot more modern and you still get that nice amber glow, which I love. The main headlamp itself, very, very bright, extremely sharp cutoff, and you do have integrated intelligent high beam assist. So if you're someone who lives in a rural area and utilizes their high beams quite often, you're not gonna be one of those people that forgets to turn them off and blinds other drivers, because boy, are these bright. This vehicle is smart enough to know when there's another vehicle coming or if there's enough sufficient light around you to shut them off and bring them right back up when you need them again. You also have fog lights. So fog lights in an introductory model, that's a big deal. So you get these two bulbs here. They are horizontal, extremely bright, and placed nicely on the vehicle. I think aesthetically they also look good. Not only do they serve a purpose, looks good while doing so. On the EX trim, you already get a good amount of styling. And again, that's something that you don't overly see in entry-level models. Usually they're pretty basic, there's lots of plastic, and they're blank. Not this car. This car looks good. So we have a lot of repeated materials. You got this almost satin chrome here, and then surrounding your upper grille. The grille itself is finished in a matte black. Looks good. You got a little bit almost like a chain link fence going on over here. And then your Kia emblem is right in the very center in a brushed aluminum finish. Now, there is talk about maybe a blackout package on the X-Line and above trims for the Telluride. We haven't seen those yet, but we'll be sure to post them once we receive them. So make sure you subscribe to follow along for that.
It does, it's confirmed.
It does, yes.
My mom.
I'm just spreading rumors.
Oh.
All right, you guys. That's about it for the look of the front end, but I'm just gonna take a second to talk about some of the advanced driver safety that we get on the introductory trim. So you're gonna get highway drive assist. What is that? Well, it's very similar to your smart cruise control, except the highway point of it. It's gonna know the speed limit of the road that you're on, if there's any sort of slowdowns, or if there's a big bend in the road where you might have to slow down your vehicle. So it's going to adapt to that, of course, based on the in-house nav system, but also what's happening around you. If you're stuck in a traffic jam or things are just slowing down because of an accident, your vehicle is going to take you to a slowdown or a complete stop based off what's happening around you. It's great to have. It just makes your drive a lot smoother. And you do have standard stop and go cruise control or smart cruise control on this vehicle as well if you don't want to have the highway drive assist function on it. You're also going to have forward collision avoidance. This is also going to work in junctions, so any sort of left intersection. Your vehicle is constantly sensing around you to warn you of the risk of a collision and take action if you'd fail to do so as a driver. Let's pop the hood and talk powertrain. So the Kia Telluride is one of our last V6 vehicles. So you get a 3.8 liter GDI V6. It's going to give you 291 horsepower with 262 pound-feet of torque. Another thing that makes this vehicle quite special is the fact that it has a very good towing capacity of 5,000 pounds, and that is standard on the EX trims and above. When you go up to the top X Pro model, you do get an extra 500 pounds and a more robust transmission cooler, but this vehicle has tons of capacity in its standard trim level. So 291 horse, 262 pound-feet of torque, and what brings that together? It's an 8-speed automatic transmission, and it's traditional automatic, no dual clutch, no IVT, just a regular smooth shifting auto. Let's take a look at our wheels. So these are 20-inch alloys. They're machine finished, and you got Michelin tires on this bad boy. These are all-season tires. And another thing I want to point out, the Kia Telluride in Canada is standard with all-wheel drive. So you never have to move up a trim to get all-wheel drive, and that is one of our most commonly asked questions here in Canada. What we also get is something called terrain modes, and I'm sorry if you're from the States, I know you guys got to pay extra for this, or it's only available in select models, but terrain modes have snow, mud, and sand already equipped in your vehicle, so you can cycle into one of those settings to tune your vehicle to adapt to those conditions. And we have driven the Telluride in an off-road course. It handles phenomenally. Best part about this vehicle is it tackles everything and it does it well, but you don't lose any comfort. You'll see that a lot when we hop inside. This vehicle has an emphasis on comfort and luxury, even in this trim level. Around your wheels, we have a little bit of black plastic, but it's done so in such a, I guess, minuscule way that it's not overcladding or almost armor style compared to some of the other vehicles we see on today's market. All right, let's take a look at some of the trim pieces along the vehicle. So you'll notice a lot of chrome. You see that on the lower line and your belt line as well. A little bit of gloss black for your pillars. It's done so subtly, it's not overly glossy to the point where you'll notice scratches everywhere. It's pretty subtle. Your door handles are body color, and we do have proximity entry, so that's this little button here. As long as the key is somewhere on you, in your person or on your bag, you can press that to unlock and lock your vehicle, get in and out nice and easily. And it's of course a push to start with remote start. The vehicle itself, it's pretty big. It is a 3-row all-wheel drive SUV. There's plenty of room in its 3rd-row seat, and it is our largest all-wheel drive SUV in the Kia lineup here in Canada. I don't think we're gonna get anything bigger in the gas vehicle department. All right, coming along to the back, we have a mix of LEDs and regular bulbs for your taillights. The taillights themselves are a pretty funky design. I think they look fantastic. Very, very bright, and of course not positioned too low to the point where people are
complaining about them?
Yeah, people complaining about them or people not seeing your taillights. They are functional. You do get a high-mounted stop lamp and a little bit of an overhang spoiler. You guys know we are a real car dealership, so we can sell you a car, but I'm still gonna give you the truth. I would love to see the hidden, or the wiper hidden under the spoiler, but maybe that's a future Telluride thing. The badging is nice. So we get a nice flush Kia stamp here, and then Telluride written boldly across in the same finish. Key on same finish. It's so nice to see that cohesiveness throughout our vehicle and not a mixed match of badging. We'll open this first before I talk about other things like our sensors. So you do get a power liftgate in the introductory trim level. Ooh, such a nice function to have. It is height adjustable and proximity based, so you can just walk up to this and have it open up automatically without having to kick your feet underneath the vehicle. Here's a look at your space without the 3rd row up, so you can see there's a lot of room. Come on over, Charlotte. Watch your boots. So with the 3rd row down, there is a ton of space, and something that makes the EX model special is the fact that you have 8 seats, not 7, and that's thanks to the actual bench in the middle. This is great because if you are only taking 5 passengers, you don't have to throw someone in the 3rd row, and you can utilize all of this additional cargo space. There's 3 seats in the very 3rd row. So I'll pull our left side up. You have these tethers attached that make it pretty easy to do so. Lock it into place, and you can see each one of them have car seat tethers. It's nice and handy. Underneath your floorboard over here, you get a lot of additional cargo space, so much so that we've actually put Charlotte in here and closed it, and no one knew she was in there. She was there for a long time.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
I worked from there that day.
We did it for a video, but we were kind of shocked to see that Charlotte could fit in there. There is a lot of usable space that I think a lot of people aren't utilizing with their vehicle or not giving it credit for. So hidden under floor space. There is also the capability of having cargo covers back here. So I don't know if you see those square indents on the side panel, but you can put a cargo cover. There's a quick glimpse of the USB-Cs, cup holders, and just amenities that your 3rd row passengers also get. All right, so I touched on towing capacity and the cargo and the powertrain. Here's a couple more safety functions. So you do get rear parking sensors already in the entry level, and a couple extra safety functions that make this vehicle a very good pick. So rear cross-traffic collision avoidance assist. Whew, that's a mouthful. It's always hard to say, but it is a great safety function to have. Essentially, if I'm reversing this large vehicle out of a parking lot and it's a busy parking lot, it's gonna let me know what's happening around me, beeping at me if I get too close to any obstacles, but also applying brake pressure if there is a pedestrian or any sort of other vehicle in my radius and I have not reacted yet as a driver. Great, great thing to have. You do get the single port exhaust. It is downturned, not exactly visible. That's one upgrade you get if you do get a higher model. You get a single twin tip. And then another safety function you get is also blind spot detection and the collision avoidance that comes with that. So that, of course, a lot of people have seen in the past, but it's when your mirror lights up to let you know there's a vehicle in your left or right blind spot. This vehicle takes it a step further with actually giving some brake force to avoid a blind spot collision. So really good safety function to have. Let's talk fuel. So the driver's side is where you'll find your fuel door. It's a push style, so as long as you push on the handle itself or the door itself, it will open. It's a 71-liter tank, so definitely a bigger tank for this vehicle. Regular unleaded fuel is just fine for it. Oh, there we go. It's just fine for it, and it's rated for 11.3 liters per 100 kilometers. So is it our most fuel efficient vehicle? Not exactly, but if you're buying a V6, you probably knew that. Now, when it comes to the actual fuel consumption, there are some ways you can make it a little bit better. One thing is the actual all-wheel drive system in itself. So it is a front-wheel drive bias, meaning if it's a beautiful day like today, the vehicle isn't going to put too much pressure on the rear wheels, which adds to a little bit more fuel consumption. However, if you flip it into one of the drive modes like one of the terrain modes like mud or sand, it will actually utilize a full 4x4 or all-wheel drive configuration. Another thing you can do is utilize eco mode, which is going to change the shift points to make your vehicle operate a little bit more efficiently. Now, if you're still flooring it at every green light in eco mode, I can't help you there, but at least the car's trying.
Does the fuel door lock?
Fuel door does lock, so as long as the vehicle itself is locked, you can't actually open the fuel door. It's only going to be able to be pushed to open if the car is unlocked. So when you're getting gas, you're fine, but when your vehicle is parked, don't worry, no one's going to siphon it. Or they're going to have to try really, really hard. All right, let's take a look inside. I'm going to switch to Charlotte, and we'll talk about what else you get.
All right, so now we get to take a look at the interior of this vehicle. Now, when you compare this against the Palisade, this one is definitely going to be a lot more rugged and traditional in terms of design, but there's going to be a lot of nice, luxurious elements on the interior while still keeping it, having it feel relatively premium, but still staying true to what we see on the exterior. So let's talk about the driver's side door. It's a little bit dirty, so I'll show you how easy it cleans off.
But there's some of the ruggedness, the wood grain.
Yeah, exactly. So in this vehicle, you do have a wood grain trim, which looks really great, especially on the dash. And you can already see that we have a mix of materials, chrome, some black soft touch leather, which is very comfortable, and then also some chrome accenting around our speakers as well. So lots to see for sure. When it comes to our mirrors, you can take a look at them and see that they are power folding. I know, score! Power folding, heated as well. And then all of our windows are actually going to be one touch with pinch protection, so they can all drop down or pull up with the touch of a button. And if it does detect like an arm or something like that through there, it will drop down, it won't close on it. So great for kids, great for even adults too. Now let's take a look at our seat for the driver's side. So the driver, you are going to have a powered seat, and you have lots of different ways you can configure it. You have your regular 6-way, but we're also going to include a 2-way lumbar support. So very comfortable, and this is also going to be approved whether you are a tall or short driver. So if you have long legs or if you have shorter legs like me, you're still going to be able to adjust and find the perfect spot to reach the pedals. Over on this side, I will show your brightness adjuster, downhill braking assist, if you want to open up your tailgate from the interior, and also your traction control. We also get the first look at some of our venting too, and I'm going to turn this on. There we go. That way we can see everything come to life. Now I'll have Gabby come around, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the seats and what type of features we have.
Subtle things that I think make this vehicle feel even more luxe. I think the fact that we have a hydraulic hood is fantastic, but we also have a sound reducing windshield, and I can't exactly show you that, but just so you guys know, when you're driving this vehicle, it has a very quiet cabin. Now, if it's full of loud kids, you may not notice the sound reducing windshield either, but it is in itself a very nice, silent, and comfortable ride.
Definitely. One thing I actually want to show real quick is, do you actually mind showing the speaker?
Yeah.
You'll notice that it actually says Telluride. Now this does not have any type of premium sound system in it. It's just the regular in-house. But I like that they didn't leave that blank where usually we would see the Harman Kardon logo. It's nice to see that little touch too, Telluride written there. So a little bonus in my opinion.
Yeah, little things like that make this car feel even more luxe.
Yeah, definitely. For the seats, they are a synthetic leather. In this trim, you are going to have heated seats standard as well as a heated steering wheel. And you can see that we have a manual passenger seat. So it is a set it and forget it type of configuration, but not too bad for the passenger, I will say. And again, speaking of those little luxe touches, let's take a look at our steering wheel. I like the mix of the extra leather stitching on the center. I think that looks really good. And we have a good mix of piano black and a contrasting stitch for the steering wheel. And like I said, this is heated all the way around. Now from here as well as you can access your navigation-based smart cruise control, all of your driving features, and then more so your media controls on this side, like your virtual assistant, which is a lot more than people think. You're also going to have media modes, and with this little notes button, you can use that to cycle through the 4.2-inch screen that is going to serve as your instrument cluster. So from here, you can see your drive info, how the vehicle responds to you, your navigation, so if you have a route set in the head unit, tire pressure, and also when that rear is kicking in to deliver power. Of course, your safety features too. Beside that, we do have a digital speedometer and tachometer, and the display will change, of course, depending on what drive mode that you are in. Other than that, wiper stock, lighting stock, pretty standard, and a great look at how that wood trim stretches across. Absolutely love it. All right, for our screen, I guess I'll show you the resting position that it has. It's a 12.3-inch multimedia interface, and like I said, from here you're going to be able to access navigation, your phone projection. You are going to be operating with a wired connection for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but don't worry, it has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I feel like that's my favorite feature in every car, basically. From here, you can also access your climate, which is where you're going to be able to also lock your tri-zone, because we do have tri-zone climate control in this vehicle, so the rear has its own climate control. You can also access setup, of course, for all of those safety features, but then some of my other favorite ones is going to be the fact that you have things like quiet mode to dampen the rear speakers. That way you can still listen to music in the front, but if you do have kids who are sleeping in the back, don't worry, they can sleep peacefully. And another thing that we're starting to see as becoming more commonplace on base models is going to be Kia Connect standard as well. Great to see.
Beauty.
Down here, the Telluride does a great job of keeping things pretty consistent when it comes to buttons and dials, and the fact that we have buttons and dials. So all of these are going to have, you know, kind of their widget counterpart up here, your heated steering wheel button, and here you can see the look at the dual climate control for the front, as well as all of your controls for front and rear defrost, changing up the fan direction, everything along those lines.
So you can lock the rear climate too, right?
You can lock it, so if you have pesky kids in the back seat and you don't want them turning on the heat in the summertime or the air conditioning in the winter, you can lock it all from up here and they don't have access anymore, don't worry. So handy, and we have done a video on it too, of course. Here you've got your heated seats controls, and then I like that these also kind of double as a grab handle too, or a resting position. And then also down below, wireless phone charger, USB for connectivity, 12-volt USB-C, and then all of that can be hidden away if you want. It is piano black, so I tend to keep it up just because I really don't like the fingerprint magnet that piano black is, but that's just me. And then for our gear shift, we do have a leather-topped gear shift, and directly underneath that is going to be our switchable dial for drive and terrain modes. So drive, comfort, eco, sport, and smart are all there, and you just simply turn it to put it in. And then press down, and that's when you're going to get your terrain modes for snow, mud, and sand. Fantastic to see. Other safety features are going to be located here, such as auto hold, idle stop and go, and your parking sensors. And you're also going to have your electronic parking brake located right in the center. You also have cup holders, a handy spot for your key, which I really like. And let's actually take a look at the key. It is a wide profile key, but it's very flat, so easy to use. And you can see that you've got your regular lock, unlock, your tailgate control, and we also have integrated remote start. So even if you choose not to continue with Kia Connect, you can still start it with your key fob, which is a great idea.
I just want to show the little storage compartment here. So it's kind of hidden, but it's a good amount of storage, a very, very good amount. And then the center console.
Center console, you have another USB-C in here, which can be used for charging. And I always like it when they, give us a little area for smaller items like a wallet or change your sunglasses. And then there's still all that room underneath too. So very big, very deep when it comes to our center console.
Very glad you mentioned sunglasses.
Guys.
Oh,
Sunglass holder.
It's the little things.
Yeah, it is the little things. I'm glad we see this because it just shows that like it really does have all of the amenities that you could want. And then also up here, you'll see that we do have a sunroof, which is very nice. One touch to open as well, which is great. And for our rear view mirror, you do have home link, and this is an auto dimming rear view mirror as well. Nice to see. Should I show the backup camera? I guess it's pretty standard.
Yeah.
Let me actually, yeah, there we go.
Put in reverse, Terry.
And then you can also see your parking sensors, if it'll detect anything there. I will show from here. Now, Gabby already gave us a towing capacity of 5,000 pounds, and if you do have a hitch on this vehicle, this is going to be very handy for lining everything up. Then you also get your wide view. And you'll notice that that came up once I put the vehicle into reverse. So very nice to see. Let's head to the back seat.
Another thing you guys can't see in a review, but door handles. Cheap, flimsy door handles suck. These door handles,
They're very nice.
they're the real deal.
They feel like they've got a little bit of weight behind them.
Yes.
So, all right. So let's take a look at this cabin. Now, there's going to be more than meets the eye because you're going to be pleasantly surprised at the amount of amenities that we have back here. First of all, keeping it consistent with the synthetic leather seats, dual sets of lower latch anchors, and we do have tethers on the rear, and we've got lower latch anchors in the third row as well. We have a rear center console, so that's going to give us 2 cup holders, and then down below, that's going to give us a household outlet and 12 volt. So you can see both of those there. Now, integrated into the seats, we have USB-Cs, dual USB-Cs. We're also going to have a hook and pockets with a little one here, which is great if you've got a cord plugged in and then your phone resting there so it doesn't get lost. You can also see that we have rooftop mounted vents, which are fantastic if you've got kids in car seats too. Really love those. And then here's going to be your rear climate control. If you have kids who you trust or adults back here who you trust with climate control, you can definitely control that from here. Still have speakers, still have a little bit of a drop down, and it's going to be easy to even get into the third row. Do you want to show them how we get into the third row?
Yeah, so I just want to say first, these seats, they look like they're pretty close to the driver and passenger. Are they on rails? Do they move? Very adjustable. All right, yeah, to get into the third row, it's nice and easy. So this is accessible to the third row people trying to get out, and of course people just trying to get into the car. Spuns right up here, slides, folds a little bit, and then you got a little bit of a step to get into the third row.
Okay, I'm actually gonna do it on this one too because I'm not gonna be able to climb over that today. One thing I love about the fact that these are on a rail system, if you have kids in car seats, you can adjust it for pass-through room to either increase or decrease it, since we do have that bench seat.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people don't love a bench seat, and personally, I do. I'm a huge propitiant of the bench seat. I think that it's great, especially in vehicles like this. If you do have 2 kids in car seats, I think of this because I have a kid in a car seat. Anything that falls over doesn't fall on the floor. It falls in an area that's a little bit more accessible, which is the middle seat usually. Gotta get it from another side, guys. There we
muscle
go.
mom.
Okay, space back here. Now, we can also adjust this as well. So if I need more or less leg room, because everyone wants to give less leg room, I can adjust that too. Now, some of the amenities that I do like back here, the fact that we, again, have third row air vents, great for people back here to get that air circulation. Dual USB-Cs, dual cup holders too. Very, very comfortable. We also have a little headrest here. And then, of course, we have 3 seats back here, 3, and then 2 in the front. So fantastic.
What's that?
Up top, these are some ultrasonic sensors. So you remember how I mentioned we've got Kia Connect? What this will do is this has rear occupant alert, and it actually has basically a 2.0 version of it. So if it detects that there's any movement in the cabin via these sensors, it will send you an alert to your phone, to your Kia Connect. And if there's basically no change, it detects that motion for about 10 minutes. It's going to set off the panic alarm. That way you know there's something moving in here and you want to come check it out. Nobody's leaving pets. Man, I wish my chicken moved because I've left my groceries in my car before, and that was unfortunate. But in another safety sense, let me talk about safety. We have 9 airbags in this vehicle, and then when it comes to NHTSA ratings, we have 5-star ratings. When it comes to IAHS ratings, we have top safety pick plus, which is fantastic. All right.
Q&A time?
Q&A time.
All right, I'll grab the iPad. All right, another look at the exterior. Wheels are so nice, really cool design for entry-level alloys, 20-inch alloys too. I did see a comment earlier, and I don't know if they were referring to the Telluride specifically, but they said something about what do you guys have for 15-inch wheels, and you can't put 15s on the Telluride. That fitment would not be good.
No.
I would definitely not recommend that. But when it comes to winters, you could put steely wheelies on this. You could get an alloy too if you want something a little nicer. But go. Oh, sorry guys, I sneezed. I don't know if you can tell, this is a live video. All right, Charlotte, let's hop in.
We're on different sides today. I'm not sure if you guys caught that, but the rear seats, the second row, they also, I'll flip this around if you're okay with that.
Yeah.
They do recline, so you are able to adjust the backrest as well. So very comfortable.
Okay, let's see what we've got. We got a lot of Zoran in the chat, so you already know there's
Oh,
no
man.
questions. Let's see. Blair said, I'm loving that sole. Black. All right, trivia. The Kia Telluride got its name from the town of Telluride in Colorado, USA. The name is chosen to evoke a sense of ruggedness and adventure.
Rugged and refined.
Yep. Aligning with the SUV's design and capabilities. Dautset Gesundheit means bless you.
Thank you. You are blessed.
Thank you.
I want to cry. I want to scream. I have so many
Oh,
regrets.
we should say Charlotte and I picked our Halloween costumes today.
So you guys better tune in. You better tune in to see a great look.
Oh. Ryan said Gabby 15 inches was in regards to the steering wheel size. Okay. That explains it. So where's the Palisade? Today's not a Hyundai day, but tomorrow we should have something new and exciting.
Fingers crossed it's something that has been refreshed for 2025. And no, it's not a Tucson.
And no, it's something we haven't filmed yet either.
Yeah.
Heavy on the should, though. Can you imagine we come back with another Elantra?
We're like, guys.
Let's see. Wow, all I see is message deleted, and it's all Zoran comments. Wow, that really
took down the chat.
Okay,
Okay, what do you guys think of this base model? Because this is a base model, and yet it has all of my favorite
we
features.
can't call it a base model. I feel like we can't.
Introductory trim.
Yeah.
Entry level model.
I did see Cult Low just say, have you guys done the K5 GT line yet? Ask us in a few days. Ask us
K5.
by Friday.
I said K5.
Oh, K5, yeah, no. No, we're not doing that again.
So we don't get the K5 anymore in Canada.
Yeah.
That's only in the US.
Mm-hmm.
Rich B said, is it rugged and refined? Don't worry.
Yep. When's the right time to put the winter tires on? As soon as it starts snowing. I'm joking.
No, when it hits 7 degrees, that's the daily temp.
Yeah.
That's when you want to do it.
K4 GT line. So we will be filming the K4 very, very, very shortly. New location unlocked too.
Gabby and I are making moves this weekend.
Yeah.
This week. We've got stuff going on, guys.
Do you prefer these seats over Stow and Go? Absolutely.
Yes.
Stow and Go seats, they're convenient, they're handy, but they're uncomfortable. So having a proper seat, I think, is fantastic.
Nav said, have you guys reviewed the Palisade? We have. We've actually done every trim. So if you actually go to our channel, we have a whole Palisade playlist so you can find the model and the trim that you were looking for.
Mercedes C-Class, please. That wouldn't be very Kia Hyundai channel of us.
Yes. If we ever get one traded in, maybe.
Yes. However, we don't buy Mercedes, BMW, or Audi at our dealership anymore.
No, we stay away, unfortunately.
Yes.
We've lost too much money on them.
Yeah. When are you guys going to test drive the 2025 Hyundai Santa Fe XRT model? Oh, we should. We haven't filmed a Santa Fe test drive
video. We've
actually
Sorrento.
We tried test driving a Santa Fe.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
This was early when they first started coming in. We were so bad at filming. We were gone for almost an hour or two.
Yeah.
And we took our detailer. I asked our detailer if they could follow us in the car so we can get some exterior filming. And we were just so bad.
It was so crazy. Like we were filming, like I was filming from the interior of Tim's truck, and I was standing through the sunroof, and I was standing on the center console, and yeah. And Curtis was driving.
Any Stinger used reviews? Yeah, we've actually had one of our good friends come in with his modified Stinger, and we filmed what the ownership has been like and all of that. But Adele also asked if the Stinger is still in production. It is not. Its last model was the 2023.
Nav said, how long have you guys been reviewing? Hope to see more vids. Oh, we've got lots of videos.
Yeah, we got videos on videos on videos.
videos.
I think we're almost at 2,000 videos on this channel. So if you're looking for something Kia Hyundai related, we've done it. I can confidently say that. What's your favorite color, DRLs? It's between amber and yellow. It's a toss-up.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. My usual question, is it still 2 years for a Sportage hybrid? Just about. The EX is definitely a lot easier to get, but the SX model is
difficult.
Very difficult.
However, when it comes to the Kia end of things, is we do know that Kia Canada is increasing production, so we are going to see a significant increase in HEV and PHEV units coming in,
Mhm.
which is going to help fulfill a lot of those either backlogged orders and then hopefully have enough supply for just regular inventory, but that's not confirmed. That's speculation.
And maybe last one, because we're almost at the 30-minute mark. Opinions on the Forte before we came out with the K4. I personally love it. I own one, so.
If you ever want to know what a car reviewer would buy, it's the Kia
It's
Forte.
a Kia Forte. I know, I really love my Forte. I'm very high mileage on it in the 2 years I've had it, and it's done so well for me. It's just been, oil changes and tire swap, that's it.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, I just gotta point this out. Please, Mercedes, Audi, or BMW. We just said we don't take any of those in on trade anymore.
Our dealership refuses to take those in on trades because we've had
lost
so
too much
many.
money.
Yes.
Too many transmissions.
Yeah, you guys want to come for us about reliability? Have you ever owned one of those?
Y'all ever heard of German cars?
Yeah. I think Doubt in the chat could also leave some comments.
And sorry, what year is this?
That's a 2024.
So, yeah, it's so unfortunate.
All right, you guys. Thanks for watching.
Snooches. Bye.
Wait, we will be live again tomorrow at 2 p.m. Every other day of the week, we're unsure.
Yes.
That was blocked many moons ago. Okay, goodbye.